baby.
It's crazy to think it's been 3 weeks since the run. Let me tell you, well, more on how it went here in a little bit. Today we're going to be hitting the trails once again, and we got some cool stuff. It is after Christmas, and we got some new Raycon headphones there. So we're going to be testing these bad boys out, and maybe I'll do a video just on, you know, stuff like this. I don't know. Oh, just noticed I have it in the right ear. So we're gonna be hitting the trail, and we're gonna be talking about the race along the way, and then at the end we're gonna show you just how the end of the race went. So stick around, stay tuned, and thanks for joining me. Let's hit the trail. Now we're done with the race. We're no longer, well, actually, no, I lie. We are training, because I have more on that here that I'll tell you about in a little bit. But let's talk about race day. So race day was fun, just like I knew it would be. The wave of emotion, anticipation, and a pure adrenaline hit as soon as basically you get dressed and you put that bib on. It's game day. It's race day, baby. And if you've never done one before, I'm telling you right now, you just have to get to race day, and it's insane. There's no way to describe it other than just trust me. The day of, the adrenaline is going to hit you, and it's going to be unreal. So I want to tell you a little bit more about that, and I want to show you a little bit of, you know, how the run went from the start. The start was just crazy. It was mayhem. There was people everywhere. Everyone. The funniest thing is the line for the restrooms. Oh man. And let me tell you, I don't know if everyone had that morning espresso shot or just adrenaline and nerves, but whew, yeah, that was some potent porta potties. All right, so actually we're gonna change gears up. Let's get running. We're gonna put these new Raycon headphones in and hit the trail, because we only have so much sun yet again in the day. The days are getting a little shorter as we're getting deeper into the winter months, but I have so much that I want to tell you and show you about how the run went. But first of all, this is a run today, so let's get started, let's get moving, and we'll get telling. So miles 1 and 2, I mean, they went by super fast. All right, checking in, mile 1. How you feel?
Headphone.
Oh, someone lost a headphone. How are we feeling 1 mile in?
Good.
Are we warmed up yet?
Yeah. I need a bathroom.
All right. I didn't even realize we were already like halfway through mile 2. And it's like, okay, everything's starting to flow, getting our rhythm. By mile 3, we were coasting. How's it going?
Good.
Warmed up. We peed.
Good.
Found a party. Sun's out. Ready to rock and roll. You know, you get caught up in everybody's running around you. You get caught up in race day adrenaline. And that's the worst thing that you could do. I'm telling you right now. It was really cool to see the amount of runners, but you have to stay focused on yourself, and you have to stay focused on how you've trained. Otherwise, it's gonna get away from you, and you're gonna burn out way too fast. I'm telling you right now. I saw it, and some people were already falling back like early on. And maybe that's how they trained, but it looked like they were struggling. So that's one thing that I noticed around 3 and 4 is everyone that had been going really hard, they already hit that 5K mileage and they were starting to feel it. Meanwhile, we were coasting along pretty well. And we actually got to the first hydration station, and that's when it really started to feel like a race, and it was pretty cool. So right around mile marker 5 is actually when we went on base here in San Antonio, and that was probably one of the coolest things about the race. It was right after a huge hill too, so they timed it perfectly, because that was a struggle in itself, that hill. And then you get to the top and you see that you're entering a base. So they actually had like those readers on our bibs, and if your bib was not visible, you could not get onto base and finish the run. So that was pretty cool. And just seeing the servicemen and women kind of gave you some motivation when you probably needed it. So that right there was pretty cool, and it distracted me from what I was about to have happen in mile 6, 8-ish, which was the hunger pains. So as you saw in the previous videos, while training, we started using those blocks, and the blocks helped replenish with energy and kept me going with fuel. But food is fuel, and that's one thing that I never trained with that I probably should have, because right around mile marker 6 is when I got hungry. And you should never rely on the refueling stations to have anything but water and Gatorade, because that's all they had. There was some spectators with slices of bread, with bananas, but it was few and far in between, and it wasn't something you could rely on by the masses. I think I saw like one banana. So, you know, that's another thing that I would recommend, is train different foods that will not upset your stomach. That way on race day you can pack them and have those for when the hunger pains hit, because they hit at mile marker 6-ish, and I still had half the race to go. So this is not my first time running a half marathon, but it is my first time running a half marathon with my wife. And right around mile 6, 7, you could really tell she was feeling it. Just past mile 8. How are we doing?
I'm tired.
Well, we're doing good though. We're just taking a little breather. We're about to get back at it. Right?
Huh?
About to get back at it.
Yeah.
See you at 9. So we had to take a little bit of a breather, but she never stopped. She kept going. And that was the magical thing, that we were able to push each other to continue to run and never stop. And that was really cool on so many levels. And when I ran in the past, it was right around mile 7 that I would hit my runner's high. And I was wondering where it was, because we were already at 6.5 and I hadn't felt anything. We hit 7, still nothing. And on top of that, I was hungry, and I was pushing Alicia. We were going and we were doing really well, and it hit. The magical tingling take over your entire body, runner's high, mile marker 8. And it was like a sense of just energy, fuel, and it was just, if you have never had it, I'm telling you, it's pretty amazing. That hit mile marker 8 and just sent me into orbit, and we took off. One of the surprising things, and this just goes to show you, you can never really prepare 100%. And that was the weather. So in days leading up to the race, you saw the steam coming off my head. You saw how cold it got on this trail. Well, it got up to almost 80 degrees on race day. It was hot. And luckily, neither one of us wore a jacket, but actually take that back. I think Alicia might have had a jacket. I can't remember. But a lot of people brought jackets to start with because it was cold in the morning. Quickly got warm by mile 2. And if I had layered up, I would have been dying. So, oh, wow, time goes by fast when you're having fun. So, whew, we're gonna take a little bit of a breather. We hit our distance. Trying to maintain right now just so I can get everything in tune where I want it. And then we're gonna push to the next level of mileage. But going back to the run, it was mile 8, hit that runner's high, and it took off like a rocket. And then it was probably mile 10 that Alicia really started to feel it. She was slowing down, and I knew that if she stopped, I would have to stop, and I probably would want to stop. And I knew that it was game over at that point. So I didn't want that to happen. All right, here we are, mile 11. We got 2 more. How we feeling?
I'm hurting.
But how we feeling?
Hurting.
All right, we're gonna finish it up. Come on. So I kept encouraging her, pushing her, motivating her. And in turn, I found I was motivating myself because I knew that if I stopped, she was gonna stop. And that was not an option for us. So we really pushed through, and that's when the spectators were ringing the cowbells and really going after it, helping push us because they as well knew that we were getting close. We're at mile 10, we only have just a little over 3 miles to go, and we're getting there. You started to see people that had cups of beer for us, little cups, but man, I took one of those little Dixie cups of beer, and it was all the carbs I needed to just get me going. There were some pretzels, finally some food, some carbs. It's what I really needed, and that's what I would advise you to pack. Some small pretzel sticks. I took a handful of those from a spectator, and those things really just, I mean, it was like having a full-on meal. It was pretty incredible what something so small could actually do. And then mile marker 11 and a half, 12. We're right there. The finish line is in sight, and the dreaded cramp. I had never cramped during training. I didn't expect it to happen, but I knew that if I gave into it, it would take over and literally shut me down, because it's happened in the past when I was cycling. I've had to literally stop and get off my bike, and I just cramped and fell over. So I didn't want that to happen while running. So I was able to mind over matter, push through it, and I just kind of massaged my leg a little bit while I was running, and it went away. Thank the Lord. All right, we're on our final lap. Mile 12. We can do it. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. She's gonna do it. Well, that leads us to the finish line. And I'm telling you, oh man, once you start to see and hear that finish line, it is like nothing else. A wave, a tidal wave of emotions just run over you. And yeah, even talking about it, it was pretty awesome. Across the finish line. How are we doing?
Dying.
We're gonna do it.
Yeah.
We're gonna do it. Yeah. Ah, we did it. Oh, good job. Happy anniversary. Thank you. Thank you. Well, all the training paid off. What do you think? You ready to do another one? All right, time to have some fun, celebrate. And well, the rest was history. We crossed that finish line, we got our medal, and I'll tell you, we were both in tears. It was just such an accomplishment. We felt so just in awe. And it really just reminded me that if you really set out and put your mind to it, you can literally do anything. It's all up here. Just in that last day of training, I pushed myself, I told myself I would do it. And I told that to Alicia, and I told her to tell herself that, and we both did it. So at the end of the day, we were walking around with this for the rest of the day. We went to go eat in this. We basically didn't take this thing off. I still carried it around with me in the truck until it's ready to be put on the wall, with hopefully a bunch of other ones in the future. So guys, thank you so much for watching through the journey of training for this race. And now you got to see how the race went. And like I said, this isn't a running channel, but it is a channel about how, you know, you go through life as being a business owner, as being a father, and also just having fun and doing things that you want to do. So I think there's a lot more miles ahead of me, and we'll see where it goes. So as always, if you would be so inclined to buy me a cup of coffee to keep all of this fueled and going, here is the link below. I really hope that you did like the video, and if you did, you can tell me so by hitting that thumbs up, and subscribe to see more videos on where this journey goes, what's going to happen, and how everything's going to unfold next year with all the great plans that we have in store. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and we will see you on the next one.